I want you to imagine that we are on the hill of Tara and it's the 5th century CE, and we are bearing witness to a massive battle between the head magicians of the court of King Loira and, for some reason, St. Patrick. So it's the eve of Easter Sunday, and supposedly nobody cares but Patrick. The King Loira is having a massive feast at Tara, and so in order to get their attention, Patrick lights this massive bonfire across from the castle. Now, this ended up signaling to the king that Christianity would eventually overwhelm them unless this fire was extinguished at once. So he did what any king would do and immediately sent his court magicians out to try and face Patrick. One magician, Lockrew, almost immediately dies, basically because he was supposedly grabbed literally from the heavens by God himself and dropped from a huge height, which is frankly insane. The other, Lucet Mael, fared slightly better, challenging Patrick to a series of marital contests that involved weather manipulation and an eventual trial by fire. So Lucet Mael did not survive, obviously, but this is part of a wider story that was conceived 200 years later after this fact by an Irish monk, Murku, who was tasked with the mission to create a carefully constructed narrative about St. Patrick that was essentially meant to make him hip to the masses, so to speak. In a move that's very endearingly modern and boyish of him, he turned St. Patrick into a magical wizard superhero of sorts. Now, most Irish people do know that the snakes that St. Patrick ousted from Ireland were the pagans, yada yada. I am not telling you anything new that you don't already know yourself. More so, I find this epic narrative, the high drama, the ultimate triumph, to be very endearing, more so because it shows how medieval Irish people viewed and considered magic and how it held a place in their daily lives, obviously because they were very religious. This story is batty, but its use as a teaching tool for Christianity points to the fact that for medieval Irish people, magic was inseparable from fate. You could have evil druids who could control the weather and magical saints who could defeat all evil through the power of prayer. And for medieval Irish people, they exist somewhere in the murky middle between good and evil, with their daily rituals, medical chants, charms, and of course prayers. Magic did exist, it just came from a higher power, supposedly, who was the person who could decide who it should be granted to and when. In part, one could conceive that medieval Irish magic wasn't incapable of existence with Christianity. In fact, it maybe just became another way in which people could express their devotion, for better or for worse. I'm not going to get into a debate about what Christianity did to Ireland. That's a different video.